The final word, Adam Collins and Geoff Lemon, for all that cricket, fueled by Kookaburra cricket, with a couple of tropical punches in our hand to reflect the fact that we're, of course, in Coffs Harbour, where the Women's Ashes are being played at the moment. We had our second one-day international last night, and Geoff, we're in front of the big banana, and it's not very big.
To be honest, not actually as big as I was expecting. I don't want to talk anyone down. I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I am disappointed. I hadn't actually got a preconception of how big I thought it would be, but I thought at least a large family could live inside it. Probably not. Very cramped. You can walk through it, but it's full of pictures of fish. So I'm very confused as to what's going on. They say it's been around for 50 years, but maybe I wouldn't drive that far out of my way to see it.
What was big was Australia's win last night in Coffs Harbour, Geoff. Australia won by 75 runs, courtesy of the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method, but really it was a trouncing from start to end, and it wasn't helped by Heather Knight popping the Australians in, and it all went downhill from there, really.
Well, that's right. You talk about tropical punch. The Aussies gave them a tropical punch last night, tell you what, right in the jaw. Rachel Haynes, who no one was expecting really to be the dominant figure in this series with the bat, 89 not out of 56 balls. She absolutely slayed them, punted 3 over the fence down the ground, 9 boundaries, and just slayed them from the get-go. She only had 16 overs to face. She came in after 34 overs and then nearly made a ton.
Alyssa Healy and Nicole Bolton put on 98 for the first wicket. In Healy's case, she made a half century at a run of ball. She really laid the foundation after a circumspect start. Then Elise Perry did it again, Geoff. You love her numbers, don't you? She's made 23 half centuries in her previous 34 knocks. It's a phenomenal record.
Well, that's right. And in those 34 knocks, she's been out for under 20 4 times out of 34. So, 4 what you could call failures in 34 innings. It's absolutely insane as a record of consistency. A couple of sixes from her as well yesterday, and she really laid the platform. She was out in the 45th over, and then Haynes took it home. The 47th over went for 21 runs. 4, 4, 6, 4. They were just raining all over the place, and Catherine Brunt was not happy.
Yeah, another theme of that 47th over was a drop catch. Catherine Brunt was the bowler, but Tammy Beaumont, the player of the World Cup, she put down Haynes on 61. She made them pay, finishing on 89. A conventional drop at deep mid-wicket. Brunt also put a catch down. She put Perry down on 41. Alex Hartley in the first game in Brisbane on Sunday, she put down Blackwell on 35. That was crucial as well. There's something not quite right about England at the moment. They're a bit rusty.
Well, absolutely, but they lost the second match by a distance. The first match they really should have won and could have, and were in that game several times. A good start with the bat for them in that first game in Brisbane, and then they sort of fell away towards the end. They were probably 20 short from where they should have been, and then defending that total, they very nearly did it. Australia got there with 5 balls to spare and 2 wickets in hand, but as you say, if the Blackwell catch had been taken, it could have been 1-0 up for England.
A couple of major positives out of the first 2 rubbers, one for Australia and one for England. The young spinners, Amanda Jade Wellington. We spoke a lot about Amanda Jade Wellington on the final word over the last couple of years, the dynamic young leg spinner. She put on a clinic in Brisbane, no wickets, but it was some of the best leg break bowling you'll see.
Yeah, terrific none for her. As we said at the time, she'll bowl a lot worse than that in future and get better returns. She was ripping it out of that wicket. Mark Robinson, the England coach, said it was ragging, and it really was, turning almost square and beating the bat, and basically couldn't get a wicket because she was turning it too much and no one could get bat on it. But she should have had one. She had Lauren Winfield, plum LBW, not given, so note that one in the ghost wickets column. There wasn't so much required of her last night in Coffs Harbour, chasing such a big target. England never looked in it.
No, they didn't. The other major positive in terms of young spinners is Sophie Eccleston. She played a couple of games for England last year as a 17-year-old. She missed the World Cup due to her high school exams, which I think is phenomenal. The fact that she put her education first, Geoff, but she's back now. Took the wicket of Alyssa Healy, wasn't it? The first wicket that got them going. And she looks the part with her left-arm orthodox spin.
Yeah, she darted one through, Healy trying to cut, and that ball just rushed through and took the off stump. She looked pretty good, got through her 10 overs for less than 5 and over, the only one to do so in the England camp. So I tell you what, if there was an offer between a World Cup and high school exams, I'd be playing the World Cup.
What we have got now is another one-day international in Coffs Harbour on Sunday, followed by the test match and 3 T20s. Due to the fact that there's 16 points on offer and Australia regained the Ashes in 2015, England need 10 of the 16. The mathematics are pretty poor for them right now.
Well, the maths aren't looking great, although even if they did lose here, as long as they win the test match, that's the crucial thing. If they win the test, then they could get a run on in the T20s and still end up ahead of Australia on points, but they can't afford to end level. More disappointing than their performance is that game will not be played anywhere near the Big Pineapple, the Big Prawn or the Big Merino.
It'll be a game played after the North Sydney Test match. We have one more one-day international here. We'll be there, of course, as ever, for all that cricket, Kookaburra cricket. Adam Collins and Geoff Lemon. In a couple of days' time, we'll also be talking to that left-arm spinner, Sophie Eccleston, Kookaburra's own. Until then.
For the 2017-18 season, I'm using the Kookaburra Blaze. It's a great bat with a nice big profile for players who like to clear the boundary and be nice and versatile in their playing style.